Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. You'll notice a slight game change, Dana's Game Reviews. That is because I mainly talk about video games, reviews, and discussions, and that's sort of where I'm tailoring my audience to, but I'm still doing film reviews as well, at least a few of them. I haven't reviewed a film in a while, and what better film to review for this season than Avengers Infinity War. I just have to say, this is probably one of the darkest, if not the darkest, Marvel movies to date. At least insofar as the Disney Marvel films are concerned. It had, things that were surprising, and just the way it ends, I'm not going to spoil it, it has an obvious cliffhanger, but it has, as cliche as it sounds, a bit of an Empire Strikes Back feel. So, the movie was directed by the Russo brothers. It stars, it just has an all-star cast. You know, we got Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, Bradley Cooper, Scarlett Johansson, Elizabeth Olsen, and just so many others. I can't even name them all, honestly. All-star cast, obviously. And overall, the film does a great... This movie probably has more characters, more cast members than any Marvel movie, and for the most part, it does a really good job of sort of balancing everything out. Now, the plot for Avengers Infinity War is Thanos, who's like this sort of demigod from the universe, boards the ship where the refugees from the now destroyed Asgard. If you saw Thor Ragnarok, you know that Asgard got destroyed. Spoilers! If you're not keeping up with Marvel movies, you shouldn't watch this review anyway. So he basically kills everyone, and Thor ends up escaping and ends up meeting the Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt. Meanwhile, on Earth, everyone from Tony Stark to Doctor Strange to everyone is now seeing the villains led by Thanos coming down on Earth in order to just wreak havoc and start causing mayhem. Again, at first it seems like a typical Marvel plot, but you slowly see that this time things really aren't looking so good for the heroes, and really question whether things are actually gonna pan out. You see, once you really meet Thanos, the first time you see him, you know that he isn't just another villain. Basically, Thanos' goal is to rid the world of half of the living population and bring balance back to nature. So he's basically a green Al Gore. Basically, he does this by getting all these infinity stones that he uses to just power himself up. It's kind of like a video game almost, like Sonic Chaos Emeralds. And I gotta say, Thanos is might be the best, most terrifying Marvel villain to date. And he definitely, I thought, was the best part of the whole movie. He stole the show. Everyone was great, but Thanos was just oh my goodness, this guy is just one badass mother trucker. He is just super terrifying. But Josh Brolin's performance of Thanos is just he got it so down. And I haven't even read many of the comics, but even I thought the performance was fantastic. The cast, like I said, it's amazing. Everybody did a great job. Chris Pratt did a great job. Obviously, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans comes back as Captain America, Robert Downey Jr. You got Scarlett Johansson, you got Benedict Cumberbatch. You got Anthony Mackie, you got Bradley Cooper, Don Cheadle, everyone. The man who played the Black Panther is in it too. I can't remember the actor's name, but everyone does a great job. And what's great is that we've been seeing some of these guys like Robert Downey Jr. for 10 years, and they play their characters a lot darker, and you can definitely see the progression. They've matured in their performances of these characters. Chris Evans especially. Everyone's really, you can tell that these characters have changed with the course of all these movies that they've now done with Marvel, and it's just great to see that they've sort of taken a natural progression in their acting. Now, I do have a few gripes. Some of the characters definitely get more screen time than others. There are a few characters that felt a little underutilized compared to others. It's not a big deal, but given that there's so many characters in this movie, it sort of makes sense. Now, the special effects in this movie are very, very good. Like, obviously, it's a Marvel movie, there's tons of special effects, and obviously there's a lot of CGI and stuff. But, like, this is one of those movies where you kind of had to have that to really tell the story, and it does a really good job. Like, the CGI is very impressive, just top-notch, top of the line. You can tell they put a ton of effort into everything. It's really just a treat for the eyes, honestly, just watching this movie. Every action scene is fun to watch, and just everything about the movie just looks great. Now, as far as things I didn't like about this movie, the only things is, like I said, some of the characters were a little underutilized. There could have been more to some characters than there was. And some of the action scenes, while good, are a little bit repetitive, and we've seen a lot of them before. That said, some of the action scenes, especially the ones involving Thanos in the last fight, really were quite impressive. Although aspects of the last fight definitely, like, could be, like, because there's so much going on and jumping back and forth, it's easy to get a little bit lost. But I feel like they did the best they could. They could have done, like, a slightly better job of keeping things focused. But that's really the only issues I have with this movie. Like, honestly, this is one of the darkest, most intense Marvel movies I've seen. Like, and it really seems like they're trying to like, thematically and tonally, I feel like they're branching out and really starting to make them darker, and even like, because up until now, like, Marvel movies have always been, like, really just pure fun before all else, but I feel like now, like, with movies like Black Panther that released a few months, and now Avengers Infinity War, they're really starting to, like, get a little bit, add more depth to, like, the stories, the characters, and the themes, and I think that's a good thing, because I think that, you know, a movie that's both really fun, an action movie that's really fun to watch, and also, like, you know, makes you think, is usually the best kind. Now, obviously this movie isn't anywhere near Dark Knight level. Like, Dark Knight still hands down, like, the best in that category, in my opinion, but Avengers Infinity War does, I think, take Marvel in a much needed, necessary direction, especially since I feel like they're coming sort of to the end of the Avengers sort of era, and I look forward to seeing where the next Avengers movie that's coming out in 2019, next year, goes from here. I would definitely recommend you go watch this movie if you haven't already. It's a really fun, but also very surprisingly deep and thoughtful film. It has a terrifying but riveting villain, a great cast all around, some really fun action scenes that, you know, while not entirely perfect, it's a really, really fun movie, and I am more than happy to give Avengers Infinity War 4.75 smiley faces out of 5. I just want to say, if you're new to my channel, I really hope you enjoyed my video review. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you like and comment and tell me what you thought of Avengers Infinity War. And I just hope you know that this channel is primarily focused on gaming, specifically like Nintendo stuff. But I do branch out into other things, and I do talk about film as well. So with all that to say, I just want to say thank you for watching Dana's Reviews.